But that's the thing with the ambition. Want it so much. Everything's a competition. So out of touch. Yeah, it got me a lot, but that's not good enough. I wanna be loved. Shout out Zara Larson.
Zara Larson, we love you.
Midnight sun kissing over the red set lane on your chest like this. Hold me like the pebbles in your hand, initials in the sand. Summer isn't over yet.
Mm-mm.
Anyways, hey y'all, I'm Brandon,
I'm Maggie.
and this is the shade of it all.
I
We're
feel
not.
so bad. Wait, let me tell you something. I feel so bad. My coworker was like, because I was hanging out with coworkers after work today,
Wait,
and I
can
was
this
like,
stay in the episode, or is this?
yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah. I was hanging out with coworkers after work today, and at work they call me by my first name, and I was like, I gotta leave. I have to record the podcast. And they're like, podcast? And I was like, fuck. I have a podcast. And I was like, give me your phone. And I just made both of them follow us on Spotify. And
Period.
so we went from one restaurant to somewhere else to go get something else. And when we got there, I guess the podcast started playing on both of their like Bluetooths in the car. And they were like, can we call you Maggie? And I was like, no. Hard no. No. Don't do that. And they're
Guess
like,
what?
but
No.
what? And I was like, Brandon knew me when I went by Maggie. It's a whole thing. But like, if you start calling me Maggie, no one will ever call me by my first name, and it's just gonna be a whole thing. And so I kind of felt bad because they're like, "Can we call you Maggie?" And I'm like,
Not too
don't do that.
much.
Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do
That's
that.
funny. That's good to set the boundary. Don't feel bad.
Hard boundaries. No, you gotta let people know up front.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have a
Um,
nickname?
no.
Yeah, you're
Like
just Brandon.
my friends at work will sometimes call me Brandon, like to be funny.
That's
Um,
fun.
my brother calls me Brand Ray because my middle name's Raymond.
Oh, Brand Ray, that's cute.
Um,
Do you go by Ray sometimes?
no. But typically I'm just called Brandon. Someone's
I
called me
don't.
B before, but I'm like,
Oh, I don't like that. That doesn't suit you.
a nickname would make me feel special, but
It's hard. You have a full, complete name. It can't be shortened.
this is true. Maybe one day someone will. It'll make me feel special. But until that day comes, too late.
Too late.
With that, y'all, we just watched the episode 15 of Summer House, which we are covering tonight, today. Whenever you're listening, it's tonight for us, but
It is
whenever you
tonight,
listen
right?
is up to your discretion. Um, but before we get into that episode, that was so good, so amazing.
I'm
It
gonna be
had some good
frank.
moments. Oh
I
yeah,
just had
Becky.
a long day. We watched it live. I'm a little overstimulated. A lot happened. Um, so I just felt like it was just a lot, but ultimately a good episode, I think.
There was a lot of good things that happened, but it just, I'll be honest, it dragged a little for me, but we'll get into it. But
Yeah.
before that, we have some news to touch base with beforehand. Number one, shout out to Sierra Miller.
Woo!
It was just announced that she will be co-hosting the After Sun for Love Island
After
USA.
Sun, yes,
She'll be
ma'am.
doing it with Teffy, who I know a little bit about. I've seen some videos of hers. I know she's like online and like I think she has a podcast. She seems cool. And I think they did a podcast together and they had a good dynamic. So this should be fun to see.
I love it.
Um, so shout out to all that. We love that for Sierra. There's been some conversation whether or not that means she'll come back to Summer House.
Mm.
I think it ends like maybe a week or two into filming Summer House, so she really could come back if she wants to.
Yeah.
But we'll see because TMZ reported that she would, and she put on threads because she's been very active on threads, which we'll get to. She's just like TMZ knows nothing about my life. So if they're reporting something like my team would never talk to them. So there's
Right.
no way they know.
And look,
Um,
Summer House, fucking Love Island needed an upgrade for sure. Callum, boring. I actually really liked Mara and I liked Selly. but I'm excited for like a new face. I think it'll bring like a complete upgrade. And it's interesting because I feel like Love Island, they like intentionally wait to pick who's gonna host. And
Yeah.
they pick somebody who's trend. They're just smart about it.
Yeah,
They're just smart
they
about how they
are.
pick. So it's gonna be good. She's gonna add so much. It's gonna be awesome.
Yeah, I'm excited. I think it'd be good to have two hosts because they can kind of feed off each other. I wonder if Selly would still at least be doing the social
I want
media because I
I
like
want to see
Selly.
Sally on
Yeah.
something. I think Sally should stay. Just get rid
Hmm.
of Callum.
Yeah, he was whatever. But what else? Oh my gosh, what was I gonna say? Oh my gosh, I'm blanking. What was I going to say? I was going to say something and then I was just like forgetting it. So now I'm just ranting to fill the dead air. But it's like, what was I going to say?
What were you gonna say?
Love Island related? I don't know. We're
It'll
going to
come
move
back to you.
past it for the minute because and go into the next story and maybe it'll come back to me. And if not, too late.
Too.
Um, Another big thing that happened was Sierra Miller decided she's had enough and she's
hmm
popping off on threads in the best way, amazing ways. Love it more than anything. So Jenn Fessler, formerly a friend of Unreal Housewives of New Jersey, for 2 seasons, she was not asked back for the season that's starting filming now. So she's very irrelevant. But she was friends, quote unquote, with West because they did a Bravo watch party together like a year or two ago. And when asked at a red carpet what her and Marge, who Marge was on Real Housewives of New Jersey as well, but as a housewife, asked what they think about the drama. Um, Jen said, "Oh, Wes didn't mean it. He's a golden retriever. He doesn't mean any harm. We need to forgive him. He doesn't deserve this hate." Like da 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 da, and like really like being like weird about it. Someone posted about it on Threads. I believe it was Josh the Roni Stan, and he was like calling Jen out. And then Sierra comments under it and just goes, "Oh, that's because they slept together too. LOL." And someone
Get
comments
him.
back,
Get
"Wasn't
him, girl.
isn't she married?" And she's like, "That's what I thought." And then put a cartwheel emoji.
The cartwheel is the icing on the cake.
It really
You
is.
queen. No one can do it better than you, Sierra.
No
Just
one.
write a book, write a manual on how to do everything right. It must feel amazing.
Period. How to look so good and do everything right. But it's just like her just saying they slept together too. Everyone was like, "Wait, what the fuck? Is she being funny? Like, is this serious?" But then her saying that, I was like, "Oh shit, no, she's being
But here's the thing,
serious."
she doesn't do that. Yeah,
She
so if she's
doesn't.
gonna say something, it's true. Like, she doesn't waste her words.
No, she doesn't get messy for the sake of being messy. So
Mm-mm,
like if she
mm-mm.
says something, it means something. Um, but Wes responded on his Instagram stories because the social media was blowing up. Like, what the fuck? And he tagged Jen Fessler and was just like, "News to me," crying emoji. And then like the confused lady looking at the formulas meme. Um, and then Jen put out a statement saying something. I'm not going to read the whole thing because that's what she wanted, but something just like to the effect of, although I'm flattered that someone would think someone who slept with Sierra would sleep with me or whatever, this is a lie and this is the definition of libel. So I don't want this to get to a certain place, but this needs to be rectified. Basically implying she'll sue. Um, Vanita, friend of Sierra's, that's on Southern Charm, posted on her stories. I would worry about my relationship of 27 years and salvaging that before threatening to sue someone, but that's just me. And then Sierra responded, I think it might have been after that, or it could have been after Jen Fessler was on Two Teas in a Pod, which that awful podcast where she like denied all the rumors. But Sierra just tweeted a cartwheel, or not tweeted, she put it on Instagram stories. And then she put on Threads, LOL, and then the gif of Lisa Barlow being like, "Oh my gosh, I'm shaking. I'm physically shaking. Oh my God." Basically being like, "Bitch, what are you going to do? You're going to sue me?" How?
It's true.
Why?
So how? Yeah, it's like defamation of what?
Hmm. And this account called the Bravo Docket, that's two lawyers, they like put out why it would be like a rough go for Jen to sue someone. Like it's really hard to sue someone for something like that. And it just wouldn't like be beneficial at all. Um, so it's just and then what's been happening is there's a lot of these like clips coming out of Jen versus West. They're like drunk and she's like sitting on his lap or sitting close to him and they're like feeding
Oh
each other
my
pizza.
gosh.
She claims her husband was filming it, which weird. If true. Cause then I guess she was on like Jeff Lewis Live today and she may have said her friend filmed it. So I'm like, you can't
Mm.
even get your story straight. Um, but then there's like other things. Apparently, she's been like posting a lot about him in like her Instagram captions. Like there was like a couple she posted about him, like in whatever Instagram captions. And then there was one of her wedding anniversary where I guess it was after the Amanda and West stuff came out. She was just like, you could sleep with Amanda or West, and I would still sleep with you. It's like, okay, like why are you putting that in your anniversary caption?
Why are you saying this?
That's so weird. And then the thing that really, it was already sold to me, but the icing on the cake or the cherry on top was this podcast from Daisy on Below Deck. She was with some guy and they were talking about West. And the guy had said, I know an East Coast housewife that slept with West. And she was just like, oh, it must be from New Jersey. You're friends with all those girls. And Jenn Fessler being from Jersey. Um, and I don't know if this part's right. So correct me, anyone in the comments or something, if I'm wrong. But I believe someone guessed Jenn Fessler and they liked the comment months ago.
Mm.
And so when Ciara revealed it on Threads, they reposted that clip to their story, basically confirming.
Crazy.
So it's a mess. It definitely happened. I think
It's
allegedly.
true. It's
It's true,
true.
allegedly. Allegedly true. It's one of those things where it's shocking when you first hear it, but then it makes sense.
Mm.
Because he also was on Watch What Happens Live saying he hooked up with somebody in their high 50s before. And she's
Gosh,
and
West.
it's just all these little things that are like low-key confirming it.
Are you embarrassed, Amanda? I hope you're embarrassed.
No, because apparently in
This is
two
who
weeks
you
she's
lay
meeting
with?
his parents. She revealed it
Why do
at a
we know
party.
that? Oh
She
gosh.
revealed it at a party, and Ira Madison, who's on social media, he's like an author, and he like is a part of a lot of the discourse on Bravo and everything. He was just like he lives in New York, and he was like, I was at a party, and Amanda showed up, and she confirmed that she's meeting his parents in 2 weeks. I guess she had showed up with some friends. But I mean, as we know, it doesn't matter because Ciara met his parents, Kyle met his parents.
I was about to say, I sure hope you're meeting his parents. You need to marry him at this point, Amanda. Make it worth it, bitch. Make it all worth it. I hope.
I, you
Meet
know,
meet meet everybody. Meet all the people. Go to a wedding with him. Make sure that you're his plus one for a wedding. Do all the things. I
do
hope it goes
everything.
well for you. That man
Yeah.
will play in your face just like he does to everybody else.
And Will, and it's just he was like at a wedding without her like this past weekend, and someone videoed him like I guess getting cozy with another girl. Crazy that someone at that wedding is like leaking videos. I'm like, whose wedding is this? Trust no one, I guess. But it just seemed it's already just so embarrassing. And it's just like this is just like it's just adding more sprinkles to the embarrassment funfetti cupcake of their bullshit relationship. It's another mosaic on the
Another
tile.
tile.
Or a tile on the mosaic. Uh,
Honestly.
but so yeah, with that I totally believe the rumors.
Oh, it's
Um
true. All the
yeah.
rumors are true.
But and then last bit of news before we dive into the episode, the reunion looks dropped. Everyone I think looked good except for Amanda and West. Low key.
I didn't like Dara's dress too great either.
Dara's was good to me, but I do wish it might have been a different color. But
Did
she always
PJ
looks
dye his hair
pretty.
blonde?
Oh yeah, he's blonde now. I like it. Ciara looks amazing. I love her
Ciara
dress.
looks
I love the color of
amazing.
her hair, that like
Bailey
deep
looks
red.
cute too. So does Mia.
Love
Lindsay
Mia,
looks
love
nice
Bailey's.
too.
Lindsay looks great. She tried to have her Ariana revenge dress. And it's like, you do look good, Lindsay.
She does. She does.
uh, and you know what? Even though she wasn't in the group photo, Levi looked great.
Yeah, leave it.
That's for
Like,
you,
why
Asia.
do y'all invite her at why do y'all invite her at this point? You're just gonna leave her out of everything.
Well, that's the part I'm confused at you because now I'm even more confused. And shout out to Asia. She's a listener who's on our Patreon. She always gets on me for advocating for Levi. And I have come to the realization that it does nothing for me, so I should stop. I'm a bit tired. But I am just confused this. Riddle me this. You have Levi as a main cast member. You promote her as a main cast member. You put her in the cast photo. She's in the middle. You then go and edit her out of the season and give her no confessionals. But as if that's
Like
not enough, you're going to invite her to the reunion. But then she's not in the group photo, which tells me you bring her out for a segment, which confuses me because at what point is there a natural transition where you can be like, and now we're going to bring Levi out? You edited her out.
I guess to talk about Dara.
I guess, but y'all edited that out of the actual season. So what are we doing? I'm like, at this point, y'all shouldn't
She's
have
gonna have a
invited
couple
her.
seconds to talk about Dara, I guess.
I guess. I'm like, y'all, I don't understand. I'm like, what are we doing?
Make it make sense, please.
Please. But I did really
Yes.
like her outfit and her makeup and hair looked great. Um, all the guys looked fine. West didn't because he's West and he just looked sloppy. Um, I like Kyle's it was like a set. It wasn't like a suit though.
I didn't like Carl's. Let's be
Carl's, I
honest.
like the
Carl looks
color.
like he's wearing a dry fit shirt under his suit
That's
jacket.
the thing. He wore like an undershirt, like tank top. And it's like, that's not, I wouldn't have done that.
Kyle looks
Um,
nice though. Yeah, you're right.
Kyle looks good.
Ben also is doing some kind of dry fit shirt. No,
Yeah, Ben,
Ben.
I was like,
I
whatever.
think Ben and Carl are wearing the same undershirt.
They probably are. Um, yeah, and then Amanda, I like the yellow color just in general, but I think her dress looks terrible. It looks unironed. It looks unfinished. Her hair and makeup looks atrocious. It's a knockoff of Ciara's season 8 one that looked so much better. But you know, that's the real reason why Amanda's mad because she can't be Ciara no matter how hard she tries. She tried to have a funny costume for the après ski party tonight, but it was a
Mm.
joke because it looks stupid. Because you just looked, it was just an inflatable. You didn't commit, and everyone else decided to look cute. So
No, but for real, like, what were you? A snowman? Like, it didn't have. It was just white. It was just a white thing.
it was bad.
Very bad.
But who was your favorite reunion look? And then who was your least
Sierra,
favorite?
Sierra favorite, least favorite Amanda.
Period. I'll stand by that.
The sheer yellow. I'm just like, what are you doing? What is that?
Uh, she's trying to like the sheer over something is a look that people
Like, is it a
do.
big? Is it like a bikini? Like, what is she? It's like a two piece with a. I don't know. No.
She's trying, and it's just she's like in most things, she's not succeeding.
Yeah,
But
not
you know,
great. It looks like a beach cover, like a.
yeah, like a
Yeah.
I know what you mean, like a beach cover up. Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, so they had the NBC upfronts where they announced like a bunch of shows being renewed and things like that. And they showed a sneak peek of the reunion. It was a brief one, but Ciara, Kyle, and Mia, maybe Ben as well, are sitting, and Carl's like kneeling in front of them. And Kyle's like, we have to like stay focused because West has had a girlfriend since February of 2025 and he's been exclusive with somebody and we have receipts. So we need to stay focused. And I think they're talking about the Miha girl who did the horse hair tie.
Mm-hmm.
But I love that there's like a game plan. Like Kyle's like, we're
Yeah.
ready.
They're strategizing. Like, all right,
Yes.
here's our plan of attack.
I'm like, all right, I'm ready to hear more. Apparently, we learn a lot in this reunion. People have been saying a lot of things happen. It's going to be 3 parts. I'm excited. Um, Especially after this episode. That could have been
Yeah.
an email. Just kidding, kind of.
This one was
Uh,
a little tough. I kind of clocked it because before we started watching this episode, I was like, I've been waiting for this fight all year. I've been waiting for this fight since December 31st. I have been waiting to see these boys fight because we saw a clip in the trailer and the mid-season trailer, right?
yeah.
They advertised it twice. Those motherfuckers advertised it twice. Okay. I was like, I better see some fists flying. I need to see something if Carl is being held back for some reason. And I was
Mhm.
like, right before we started recording, I said, I have a feeling this fight's gonna be a nothing burger. Like, I really think it's gonna just be like all hype, all gas, no brakes. Like they this was not it. And I'm glad I told myself that beforehand because I wasn't disappointed then. I was like, you know what? I should have trusted myself.
True.
Because this was an awful fight.
It
Not
was.
very great.
It wasn't even like a fight.
It wasn't. However, the words spoken, the word count, they made their word count. It was great.
They did. It was funny in moments. It led to some impactful makeups, but you
I
know,
guess.
Carl was following Kyle outside. Kyle throws his lover boy. I think he cut his finger on it because he started bleeding at some point.
Oh, wow.
Um, and Carl's like, "What are you doing?" And Kyle's like, "You've been coming at me all summer, being like, oh, I'm so sensitive, like da 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 da."
I'm Carl. I have so many feelings.
And Carl's like, "What do you mean, you loser? No, you know what? You need to work on yourself, loser. That's the thing, because you don't support me ever, and I always support you." And he's like
Mhm.
standing over him. And Kyle's like, "Listen, you 6'5" motherfucker. You're using your height to your advantage." I'm like, what in the after school special is this fight? Like, I can't. You're like, hey, you're mean.
Well, your feet are big and you're too tall for your body.
Oh, really? Hit me then, Kyle. Hit me. No, hit me. And Kyle's just standing there, just like I can't. Uh, and then they're just going back and forth. Kyle's just like, you're such a fucking vagisil, Carl. Carl's like, I'll beat the fuck out of you. Uh, and I'm just like, let them go. They're not gonna fight.
No.
Everyone's there. The guys are breaking it up. There's this funny picture of KJ going around where he's just kind of like watching in disbelief and just like, but
Well,
also
yeah, because
disappointment.
yeah, because they're like screaming outside, and I guess eventually the girls realize Sierra's like one of the first to get up and go outside, and they all,
Yeah.
and then Lindsay looks very concerned. She's like, "Shit, I didn't mean for to make it get this point." And then the girl, like, there's a clip of Bailey and no, Levi and Dara standing at the steps, just being like, they
They're
look
like,
shocked. They're just like, "Oh,
I
oh,"
guess this is
because
happening.
it escalated so fast that we see cameras in the background. Like the crew doesn't have time to set up. They're just
Yeah.
catching whatever they can. We see lights at some point. Like they're just it's just chaotic through the cars, in between the cars. Like it was
Hmm.
just a lot. Then Amanda comes out. Kyle, if you don't stop, I'm gonna punch you in the face.
Yeah. She was
Great
like,
mediator. This is exactly what we needed to stop the fight.
right. She was like grabbing his face, like grabbing his neck, just trying to get him to stop speaking. And I'm just like, I mean, I- she's like, I don't want you to say something you'll regret. And it's just like, I don't think this is diffusing it at
No,
all. Like,
no.
and you started this. So I don't know. It
Yeah.
was just a lot. Carl goes inside. Lindsay's calming him down. This was a beautiful sight to see, I must say.
Yeah, she like had her hands on his shoulders. She was like, "Carl." Carl.
Carl,
Relax,
calm
Carl.
down.
It's okay.
Carl,
And I
stop.
was like, and it's ironic that Lindsay is diffusing this when she also started this. Like,
That's true.
actually, no, she actually started it. I feel like Amanda finished it by not intervening, but like Lindsay
Yeah.
is like, you're the like the source of the chaos, not you sitting here trying to calm the people down now. She really didn't expect them to fight. I was like, so they're just supposed to let you play in their faces all the time?
Yeah, she's like, this really got away from me.
She was like, wow, wasn't expecting
I
this
didn't think it'd
one.
be all this. um, but no, it was nice to see that when the going gets tough, she's like there for Carl, and like you really see like who knows each other and things like that. Like
Yeah.
that part was cute. And then like Kyle's just outside, like venting to West and Ben. And he's just talking about Carl, just always talking shit about him. And West is like, but he hasn't. And then they bring up the brother thing, and he's like, I forgot my own dad's birthday. Like, sorry.
And it's like, this is what we were saying a couple weeks ago. Like, I think he's just stupid, Carl. You can't have expectations for the guy. His life's kind of falling apart too. Like,
He has a lot
and
going on.
that's kind of not. And I don't really care with the argument we made before. But right now, I'm just like, really, Carl? Like, you want to make this about you right now? Like, you're kind of selfish. Like, fuck. His marriage is falling apart. He has no money in his business. He's DJing for pennies. And now you want to be like, and you suck at being a friend. Like, pick another time, maybe, dude.
Yeah, it was a lot. Carl reached his breaking point because the thing with Carl, he wouldn't be upfront to begin with, like the many times he had an opportunity. So like this was his time.
Hmm.
Um, and then Wes tries to tell Kyle that you were yelling at Amanda, but it was really Lindsay. And Kyle's just like, I feel like Lindsay was saying things that Amanda was saying. And Wes is like, that's not true. And it's like, no, but it is true.
It is true.
So like he wasn't wrong in thinking that.
Amanda was letting Lindsay speak for her. And I just don't think that that's a product. Like, obviously, you don't give a fuck about Kyle. This is not a way to have a productive conversation with your husband that you want to, like, make things better with. Like, you just wanted Lindsay to beat him up for you
Yeah,
verbally.
because even when Lindsay tries to talk to her after, Amanda's like, no, you were saying things that were true. That's why I didn't say anything. And it's like, okay, but that's the problem.
Yeah.
Uh, Kyle's in the back with Levi, Bailey, KJ, maybe Jesse. And then he's just saying how, like, I'm just disappointed. Did I say Kyle? I meant to
Mm.
say Carl. I don't remember if I said Kyle. I meant to say Carl. And then if I didn't say it, just anyways, Carl's venting. Carl's venting, and he's just like, "Oh, I can't with him. I'm just disappointed. He needs to fix things that are going on with him." Because Carl was like yelling, "Look inward, fix yourself!" Like during the fight, it was very season 5 when Luke was like yelling at Kyle, like, "I don't like you." And then they didn't fight. Um, and Carl's just like, he's a DJ. You're blowing this up to be a DJ. You don't even have your own music. Like, what's happening? And it's like,
And
not
I was
many
like,
DJs do.
wait. Are you thinking of like, is the only DJ you know DJ Khaled?
Probably.
Like, I was like,
Uh,
am I missing something? And then I was like, not Carl trying to flip the script to make it seem like he's looking out for Kyle, because the whole argument was about himself and how Kyle doesn't support him specifically. But now in this discussion with everybody else, he's flipping the script. Like, I just
yeah,
want what's best for him. Do you? I think you just want him to invest in your business.
that part. But then later he'll say, I don't care about the business. And it's like, no, you do. And
You
guess
do.
what? That's fine. Just be honest about it. I don't know.
Just say so. Yeah, that's cool.
Um, so Kyle's inside with Ben, and then he just vents to Ben about everything and starts crying, and Ben's there to hug him. And it was a sweet moment. Um, and then Kyle's just like, I need to apologize to Carl. And then Carl and Kyle do end up speaking. And you know what? As corny and broy as it was sweet. It touched
It
something in me.
it was.
Because Kyle's
What was that?
Kyle just has his like non alk lover voice and just like hugs Carl and just like and
He's
just
like,
starts crying.
I'm really sad, man.
I just can't believe this. And then he's just
Because he cried upstairs first, right?
yeah, did he cry to Lindsay first?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Before he makes up with Carl, he cries with Lindsay.
Yeah.
Because Lindsay's just like, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to come at you. We were just confused about the Vegas residency. And Ben's just like, it was a manager. And she's like, yeah, we didn't know that. And it's like, yeah, because Amanda isn't giving y'all good information.
Yeah,
Um,
maybe you shouldn't fight her battles for her. Lindsay is also doubling down. She's like, I didn't mean for you to get this mad. I wanted you to get it mad, but not like this angry. Like I
right.
was hoping for like some arguments, but maybe not fighting. No, not physical fighting.
Yeah, none of that.
None of that
Um,
stuff.
So then they kind of reach a good point, but then Kyle starts to kind of cry about his thing with Amanda because she's like, you can't say fuck you. Like, you need to work on your reactions. And he's like, well, try having it where you're not having sex for 7 years and all of this. And Lindsay's like, you're being defensive now. And it's like, okay, he's expressing himself. Also, no sex in 7 years is crazy if true.
I think he's exaggerating.
They've only been married for like 5.
There's no way, Brandon. I don't know, man. When men say stuff like that, I'm just like, so that's an excuse to become a DJ and just run off into the sunset. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe
We'll
I
see
just
if
don't
it's
know
confirmed
anything.
in the reunion. While all this is happening, Ciara, Jesse, and West are in the front, like reminiscing about how they used to all hang out. And it's like this moment where West said something like, "Oh, this is familiar," or something like that. And then Ciara goes, "We're so back." And then he kind of makes a face and she's like, "Was that not good?" And he's like, "No, I liked it." And it's just like, okay, Wes, like this is another moment where you're being like weird, even though you said something about it. And it's
Yeah.
just like, what do you want? Like, did you want to be good with her or not?
Yeah.
I can't. But you know
Yeah,
who
it's
he does want
annoying.
to be good with? Ugh,
Amanda.
Madam Unbrushed, because she goes to the front area and then Wes meets her and he gives her like the longest hug. And she's just like, "Oh, you pull your chair next to me." And then she starts crying on his shoulder. He like whispers or kisses her head and they give
Yeah.
each other a look. And this is where I'm like, yeah, y'all were fucking. Y'all were fucking. And
At
if you weren't,
minimum,
emotional affair.
definitely. Definitely. Like you don't oof. Ew.
It
It
was
was
so
like
familiar.
it was like yeah, and it was like a minute long. It was like, oh, you do this every weekend.
Oh, this is common.
Oh, oh, okay. Let me
Got
find
it.
out.
Um,
Fucked.
So then back to Kyle and Carl making up. Yeah, they cried. They were just like, I didn't mean anything I said. And Kyle's just like, yeah, I think you just needed to get it out. Like, I don't remember anything either. Like, it's just so hard with Amanda because, like, she never has my back. And Ciara just told me that she talked to her about separating at the beach. And Carl's just like, I didn't know any of that. I'm so sorry. I just want the best for you and they end up just making up. And you know what? It was a sweet moment.
It was so I've never seen Kyle cry before, so him crying to Lindsay, I was like, wait, is that real? And then when he's talking to Carl, he looks devastated. Like,
Yeah.
because I think he alluded to how Amanda never supports him, never defends him. And so like all these people are ganging up on him and he's just looking at his wife who's just like sitting there smug, like, yeah, man.
Hmm.
And I get it. I get that like they had their marital issues because before the affair, I was like, they should not be together. Like, you don't listen to her, she doesn't listen to you. You guys don't have any kind of common ground. But there's a way to like talk to people about stuff, and like if you actually gave two fucks about Kyle or about Kyle, you'd like maybe want to talk to him in a nice way, or like just address things with some humanity. You know what I mean? Like
Hmm.
he's being a bitch, and it's gone too far, and it's just awful. And I really feel for him. Like he looks genuinely upset.
Yeah.
Like we've seen him mad, we don't often see him sad.
Hmm. And he goes to apologize to Amanda to try to make it better. And she's been in bed with Mia and Ciara. And they're like comforting her. And she's just like, I'm just so sick of this. Like, I'm always like a victim, like, wham, wham. I don't want to be that way. It's like the fourth time y'all have helped me. And they're just like, Ciara's like, you always help me when I'm crying. So, like, I'm going to help you. And it's like, yeah, Amanda, hear yourself. You're always like complaining and nothing's changed. Anyways, so Kyle comes out
So
and he goes to apologize and he's like, yeah, I just wanted to like I made up a Carl and I just want to say sorry because like I shouldn't have said fuck you. You were just like looking really smug. And it's just like I just felt like you didn't have my back. And like I was just wanted to say like sorry about that. Mind you, Mia and Ciara are like right there. They're like in the bed. I'm like, this is so awkward.
I was like, you couldn't just pull her outside real quick, Kyle. Like, ask her, like, hey, can we talk? You're just gonna talk to her while the other two were there. And it's like, they were obviously talking, and you kind of actually interrupted them. It was very awkward.
Very. And like he walks out because Amanda's like, I just need time. And then Amanda goes, I didn't hear an I'm sorry. And I'm like, I think he did say I'm sorry.
I was like, that. I think that's the first thing he said, but
Yeah, but okay.
okay.
Whatever you want to believe, Amanda. They're all going out despite everything that happened. The only people that aren't are Lindsay and Amanda. And then Kyle and Amanda, but I have to shout out to this because after that thing with Kyle and Amanda, Kyle goes to change in the bathroom and he's like talking to the camera. And this is where he's kind of like realizing, like, oh, like, I think she's just over me and she's just too scared to leave because that would mean she would have to like do something for herself and she never does that. So, and I'm like, clock it.
Clock it.
And he's just basically like, I think really come to the full realization that his marriage is pretty much over.
Yeah, like he's here. He's like, I think this finally brought him to the point where he's like actually seeing things how they are.
Yeah. Um, so then they all go out. Amanda and Kyle kind of exchange some words before, but it's more of the same shit. I'm like, this is another thing with this episode. It's like, yeah, okay, we've reached this breaking point. There were some great moments of like making up and things like that, like in particular with like Kyle and Carl. But I'm just like, it's about Amanda and Kyle, and it's just like all the same shit.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just like, we've been dealing with this like for the duration of the show.
Yeah. And it was kind of annoying because Amanda's like, you're going out. And I'm like, he just tried to talk to you. And I know it wasn't in the best way, but still, you didn't really give him the time of day. But now you're going to give him shit for going out.
Yeah, and
Like,
she's
you.
like, you were just talking about yourself in the apology. And it's just like, what is he supposed to
Oh.
talk about?
Yeah. Like, I didn't even get what she was saying there because he was like, I felt like ganged up on, but I shouldn't have said fuck you to you. I don't know. He was acknowledging what he did, actually, for a
Right.
change, kind of. We forgot I when you were talking about him talking to Carl. The other thing Carl brought up was like, "Oh, what's this Vegas thing?" And he's like, "She knows about Vegas and she loves it when I'm gone." And we
Oh,
talked about
yeah.
this a couple weeks ago, and I'm like, "Yes, Amanda, I get it, but also like you hate him. You hate him. Like you don't want to be around him. So like, aren't you kind of glad he's leaving the house for an extended period of time so you don't have to be around him? Didn't you like couldn't come to the house one weekend because you can't be around him? You know what I mean? Like you hate him, girl." But
Yeah.
anyway.
Yeah, because was it, I think he said it to someone that he was just like, um, what is it? Like, I come home and she doesn't talk to me. She doesn't ask me how I am. She doesn't anything. So she likes when I'm gone. I think it was to Carl. So it's just like, yeah, like it's just like Amanda won't like, she doesn't take agency over her life because she's used to things just happening, I think. Like, I don't know. It's so odd because even before there was a moment where Lindsay, I think after she talked to Carl, sorry, we're all over the place with the events. It was all like one note with everything, but so much happened.
Yeah, it was a lot.
Um, but Lindsay had told her about how Kyle said, like, oh, Ciara brought up the separation idea at the beach. And then, and Amanda's talking head, she's just like, Ciara has a tendency to say what I'm thinking. Like, yeah, I've thought about separating so many times. And at this point, it's like, what am I doing? And it's like, yeah, Amanda, what are you doing? Why
What
does
are
it
you
take
doing?
Ciara saying it before you say it. It should be you saying it.
It should be. And also, yeah, it's like you've been unhappy in this marriage. We've watched it unfold. Kyle's still trying, but you have given up. Divorce him. Just divorce him. Like, you can
Yeah.
decide. It doesn't have to be a mutual agreement. Just divorce him. We've seen you hate this man for years. Just
Yeah.
leave him. You don't have to, like, do all this other extra bullshit that you did after the season. Like, just get divorced, maybe.
Yeah, do something. I don't know. So they go out. I don't think there was anything too much to know of when they get back.
Nothing, but it's just wild to me that people are fighting in the streets and then it's like, let's go out and party. And you
Let's
see the
party.
montage of them having fun, and I'm like, that house is a fever dream. I can only imagine. Like,
Yeah.
we're going out after this? Like,
I
can we
know.
finish?
I wouldn't have been able to.
No, for
Um
real. It was a lot. I mean, the fight was really nothing, but like, still, there's just a lot of drama for one day.
Yeah. There was a funny moment when Kyle's just like standing in the kitchen corner, like with just his underwear and just like staring like and then I think Ciara walked in and she just started laughing. It was funny. Um but yeah, other than that, not too much. The next day, I know Kyle, maybe it was in the morning, he apologized to Amanda for going out because he didn't know she'd be home alone. And I'm like, well, why? I don't
They're always on the other. What did Jalissa say? Two ships passing in the night.
know. But
Like,
for real, and I'm just like, you went out with everybody. You didn't realize Amanda wasn't there. That's where I'm just like, okay, like, why are we even
until the
apologizing for
until
this?
the
Like,
next day, and then he was like, "I was gonna get in an Uber as soon as I realized." And I was like,
but
"You
then
came
you
back at
didn't.
2. You came back at 2.
There's no
He
point in
sucks
saying
too.
this.
They both suck. No, literally, like just maybe say say nothing at this point, acknowledging you
uh,
were an asshole.
I can't. That was too funny. Um, then there's a moment before we learn what the party's gonna be, I think, where Jess, just Jesse and West, they talk about the whole Sierra makeout thing from earlier this season, and Jesse apologizes to West. And I'm like, little do you know, he's gonna do something way worse to one of your good friends. So have no fear, Jesse. And then Mia and Sierra are talking about Kyle and Amanda, and Mia makes a good point. She's like, if he's willing to talk to you like that in front of us, like, what is he saying, like, in the home? And I mean, a good point for when they argue, like, because the thing is, though Kyle totally understand, like, they ganged up on him and that's why he exploded, he's exploded multiple times in the past. So,
Mm,
like, that is something to note. Like, he needs to work on that. And I can only imagine what he's saying when they actually talk at home.
yeah, that's
Um,
fair.
yeah. And then Sierra's just like, honestly, it's ridiculous at this point. Like, y'all need to separate. Like, I love y'all. I like y'all together, but I don't like you that much. And I'm like, period.
Yeah.
Um, Sabrina joins us at some point with a choker. Woohoo. Um, and then we learn the final party of the summer is Sierra's, and it's like an après ski party. So there's gonna be like a ski, like maybe would it be like a hill or something? What would you call that?
A slope.
A slope. I knew it started with an S. Uh, and the decorations look cute. There's like ice sculptures and everything. Like it actually looked very nice. They put like the cardboard cutouts on the slope. So I was like, that was really cool.
No, it looked nice. She had trees, like trees, like kind of like Christmas trees or northern trees
Okay.
with like it looked like an actual ski slope is what I'm trying to say,
It
with like the
did.
forestry next to it. And then she had an ice sculpture. She had fake ice inside. Like she went all out for it.
She did.
Aisha was
Um,
telling us that the cast members have to pay for their party like supplies. So if that's really the case, like Sierra went all out. And
she
it was
did.
such a cute theme.
It was. It really came together and looked really nice. Everyone's getting ready for the party. Lindsay at one point asked Wes with Jesse, like, "Oh, Ciara said you were the one that she loved the most at the table. How'd that make you feel?" And then he's like, "Oh, it just sucks that we like pretended to hate each other for 2 years or something like that." And then it cuts to his confessional that was definitely filmed recently when he's with Amanda. And it's just like, I don't know exactly what me and Ciara are. And just like the same old thing where he's acting confused and almost acting pained that it's going well.
No, he's like everybody's like hurrah for the relationship and rah rah, but like I don't know if like the relationship thing is like what I want because like it's like we just like reconnected and it's like shut up. Like
Gosh.
he's like trying to downplay that like that they were actually kind of like flirting and maybe possibly exploring a relationship again. He doesn't want that to be part of the record, but it already is. Like we saw you in 4K doing it. But in your
Yeah.
confessional, you want to act like, oh, well, I wasn't that gung ho about being in a relationship.
Now that I'm with Amanda. I mean, now that I've thought about it.
Exactly.
Um, and so yeah, everyone's getting ready. Everyone looks good and is kind of wearing cute outfits except Amanda. She had the inflatable thing that looked stupid.
Hmm.
They go to the party. Dara speaks with West, and Dara looked really good. I love the jacket she was wearing, and she had super cute makeup. And Wes is like, I have to say, one of the hottest costumes we've seen this summer house has seen in quite some time. And she's like, oh yeah, that's amazing. Thanks. KJ did not like that. He's on threads being like, oh, you're not my friend. I'm not responding to the text you sent me, bitch. And then also fuck you. And then also no. And then he didn't say the fuck you part, but he should have. And just basically like he doesn't like that a friend wouldn't flirt with my girl behind my back, like all this. Like he's pissed, as he should be.
Valid.
Because
As he
Wes
should
doesn't
be.
have
Yeah, no.
boundaries.
He doesn't. Stand on business. Like, they're dating. Why would you say that?
hmm Um, and
I
then
don't care
we
if she was your friend or that you guys dated in the past. Like, that's still weird.
it's weird now. It's especially since we haven't even really seen you talk to Dara all summer.
Yeah.
And now
Yeah.
it's the final weekend and you're saying she's hot. Then Ciara and Jesse speak. And they kind of talk about how he says, the thorn of the season or the summer was when you got mad at me, but the rose is when you and Wes made up. And then he's kind of just like, do you have a boundary with him like you did with me? Or are you guys gonna continue flirting? She's like, honestly, I like flirting with him. It's fun. And he's like, that's wild. And then Ciara in her confessional is just like, I'm nervous with Wes because he can switch up. Like 1 minute he likes you, 1 minute he doesn't. So like I'm trying to be cautious, but I don't know what to do.
Yeah.
And then we get a preview of next week and they kiss. So to all the people who were just like, they dated years ago.
They kissed in August, maybe September. Oh, Lindsay and Carl.
We get Lindsay and Carl. And, it's good that they're finally going to have a conversation
I was
about
like,
like the
it's about
breakup.
time.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
Maggie didn't see the season where they broke up.
No.
She saw just last season and they didn't have a conversation. So this would be good for you to get some more insight and see how they're feeling.
Yeah. I really am curious. I was like, wait, this is actually juicy.
Yeah.
Period.
Because Lindsay is on record saying now, like her and Carl have been doing some press and they've been friendly. He met her daughter Gemma at a friend's birthday party and like high-fived her. They all got a picture. And she's saying, like, this scandal has kind of brought us together, but we have a conversation that's good. And she's like, we're getting more friendly. And I'm like, honestly, that's all you can ask for.
And she's like, right on time because I see that everybody's calling me a catty bitch online for for bringing him up, and that
Actually, I do like Carl.
I don't hate Carl. I just had 2 freedom dinners because I like to be free.
I just can't fucking stand him. And then we get Amanda and Kyle. It seems like they're finally gonna have a conversation about like, I don't know.
I didn't even notice. We'll see.
Same old, but
Yeah.
that was it for that episode. Any closing thoughts from it, or
Reunion, please hurry
That's the
up. I'm
thing. I'm just ready
excited.
for the reunion. It's just more of the same. Next week does look good with the finale. It seems we're broaching at least different topics with the Lindsay and Carl and all of
Yeah,
that. So I'm excited for that, but I'm just so ready for the reunion.
me too.
But with that being said, thank you all so much for listening. Make
Thank
sure to
you.
rate and review us on Apple Podcasts. Give us 5 stars. If you leave a review, we'd love to shout those out. Also on Spotify, you can give us 5 stars and you can comment on the episode. It's super fun. We love to respond to them. Um, and then also, if you want to see our beautiful faces instead of listening to our beautiful voices, you can subscribe to our YouTube channel at the Shade of It All Podcast. We also have our TikTok at the Shade of It All Podcast, and we have our Patreon at the Shade of It All, which for only $3 a month, you can watch shows live with us every week. Right now, we're doing Summer House. So every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern, we're watching Summer House on Peacock. And soon enough, Love Island starting. So we'll be switching over to that,
It's
which
gonna
is
be great.
I'm excited for it. And again, excited for Ciara to join After Sun. So there's a lot to look forward to.
Hmm.
But with that being said, we'll talk to y'all next time. Bye.
Bye.